All right, on this one, now I like to add and subtract vertically. So in other words, what I would do is I'd make that negative 3.05, and then I would be adding 1.4 like this. Now I'm lining up the place values with each other so that I don't get this mixed up, because sometimes here's what we may see is negative 3.05 minus 1.4, and you can see the 5 and the 4 out of place values there, right? So we need to line the place values up so that when we add and subtract them, we're doing this correctly. Now in this case, I have a negative and I'm adding that 1.4. So I know that I have more negatives than positives, which means I can go back to this and I'm just going to take away 1.4 out of the negatives. Okay? Now your calculator would of course acknowledge this, but right here I've got 5 minus 0, which is 5. This 0, I don't have enough to take away from that 4 away from it, so I'm going to borrow 1 from the 3. 10 minus 4 is 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. Negative 1.65 would be our answer. Again, this is no good. Right here, when we subtract, well, there's no real funny business here. So, again, I'll line this up, 137.25, and then I'll be subtracting 14.42. So, again, I'm just lining up my place values. Here I'm subtracting something that I have enough to take away from. So, I can subtract them directly. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2, I'll need to borrow 1 from that 7. So, 12 minus 4 is 8. Then I got 6 minus 4 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. And just drop that 1. 122.83. Find the perimeter of the shape. So again, we're just looking to add the outside of these. Now we don't usually make these too complicated. So here I'm going to show you guys something on this. As long as it looks kind of rectangular, like this one does, and as long as it's not concave, which would be really freaky, right? If they did something like, I don't know, like this, okay? Then it's a little different. We got to look at it a little bit differently, but for now, we're not really looking to try to trick you guys. Well, we're not trying to trick you that bad yet. We are trying to trick you, though, because we're math nerds, and that's how we work. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, because it kind of looks like a rectangle, right? And I'm just looking for the border of this thing. See, I can just take this, I can take this length right here, and I can just move it right here. See that? And I could take this length. Now, I don't know that length, and I don't really have to. You'll see why. And I can move it right here. Now, we do need to know that this one is 3.7. Well, now we got ourselves a rectangle, which hopefully isn't as difficult to solve. See, if I figured out this full length right here, I would take 3.7 and add 1.7. So 7 plus 7 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 plus 1, 5.4. So that means that this side length right here is 5.4 as well. That 1.5 is quite useless because this full length right here is 4.7. Well, we already knew that. So when we add these all together, we'll have the perimeter. We got 5.4 plus 4.7 plus 5.4 plus 4.7. I did that because I was thinking I was going to use a calculator, but I don't have one. So I'm going to have to add these vertically. 5.4 plus 4.7 plus 5.4 plus 4.7. Not that you'd have to show this, because this would be enough work on a test. 4 plus 7 plus 4 plus 7 is 22, so we'll carry the 2. 18, 20. 20.2. Did it give us measurements? Didn't give us the units on that, I don't think.
No.
Yep, so we'll just say that it's 20.2. I mean, if it gave us units, feet, meters, yards, miles, whatever, we'll just label that. A poor college student. That seems kind of redundant. Went to McDonald's, I suppose, and wanted to purchase items at the following cost: chicken wrap at $1.89, large fries $2.19, and a value coffee at $1. estimate how much money is required. So we got three things here. We got the chicken wrap, which is going to cost $1.89. And then we got the large fries at $2.19. Again, I'm just placing the place values in a column. And then the one, I mean, if you want to show that it's $1, that's fine. We're going to add all these to show how much money is required. How much is that would be the pre-tax total. Yeah. All right, so 9 plus 9 is 18. Carry the 1. 8 plus 1 plus 1. That's a carry this one. 10. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. So that's 508, right? How much money is required? $5.08. 13, how much is the pre-tax total? $5.08. See the tricky business there? Because sometimes in our minds we think, oh, well, what is the pre-tax total? Well, you found it already, okay? So, sorry about that, us math nerds. We got to do that stuff. Well, if we had a $5 bill, how much should they get back, or how much do they owe pre-tax? Well, if we subtract the $5 out of that, 8 minus 0, 0, 0. Looks like they're short 8 cents. Now, of course, you may not have needed the math to do that, but it's always nice to show some work.